Alright, it's that time again, time for another solo overnighter in the woods. And today, we're going to continue our do-it-yourself tree cabin in the woods. Let's get to it. Alright, so here we are, we're back at our do-it-yourself tree cabin in the woods. We're going to continue this build for this week. Last week, the video dropped. It was rated 5 out of 10, meaning the worst 5 out of my last 10 videos. I can live with that within 1 hour. However, YouTube dropped it down to the worst 10 of 10. Circulation stopped and notifications stopped going out as well. So if you didn't see that video, I apologize. Go back and check her out. Now, moving forward with this, we're going to continue the build. If it drops to worst 10 of 10, I'm going to pull away, abandon this build, tear it down, and use the wood for something else because it's not worth my time to continue it if YouTube's going to throttle it and it's not going to be seen. So, I suggest watch the videos, share them with everyone everywhere. Show YouTube you're going to watch it no matter what. Now, with that, let's get to it. So the idea right here is at some point make our wall or our double wall with an airspace in between that we can fill full of clay. Now I can tie every single one of these front and back and it will deplete my cordage and it will also take me forever. So how can I keep this somewhat bushcrafty? What do I have in my kit? Well, I have this Council Tool Woodcraft Camp Carver, and it's one of the few, not only, but one of the few axes that have a hardened pole on the back. You can break rocks for masonry work, you can drive nails, and it's the one I've had for several years now, so why not put this bad boy to the test? I have a pocket full of nails, so let's get her done. Okay, so that small handful of nails is gone. I'm out. And there's no reloads. So I'm going to have to start tying these off, and I have this much cordage, so hopefully we can make it work. All the gear in my videos can be found in 3 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. If you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. If you like what you see here, please do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. Then take it a step further. Grab your cell phone, download the free YouTube app, and sign in. This will give you push notifications when my new videos drop. And I give you Corporals Cowboy Ribeye cooked over the chimney of my fireplace. Look at that bad boy. Got a bite missing right there. Why? Because I had to test the product. Tell you what, that is outstanding AF. Catch you all in a few. Yeah. Warm and toasty AF. Okay, so this is going to be considered part 2. Like I mentioned before, if for some reason we're not getting the views, we're getting throttled, notifications aren't going out, you know, after an hour it's already stalled, I'm going to abandon this project and move on, because that tells me that YouTube doesn't want you to see it, and that also tells me that no one's actually actively searching for it. So why waste your time and mine completing this build? I'll just tear it down, use the wood for something else. So that's just a big disclaimer right now of what I'm looking at. A lot of work went into this, and we still have a lot more to go. But, you know, is what it is. Like I said, it is what it is. We'll talk about the shelter in the morning. It's actively snowing right now, and it's not supposed to be. But once again, welcome to the Eastern Woodlands. My hope with this winter is to actually give you guys viable, realistic shelters that you can put together in 1 to 3 days. 3 days meaning our, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, and see how the shelter evolves. Because let's get real, if you built a shelter every single day, you'd want to improve it if you're still staying there. That's just common sense, and that's where I try to go with these videos. So last week we talked about doing a log cabin. I found the spot, I found the logs. I also mentioned, and this is the key point, that it would be a composite cabin, meaning that the floor would be 2x4s. The frame would be the logs off the landscape. So I'm trying to look at this, how I can do it as efficiently as possible. So I'm going to have to use some type of hand tools like chainsaws. I'm going to have to use nails. I'm going to have to use a hammer or my axe with a hardened pole. That's just common sense. People wouldn't go out in the wilderness and build a cabin with bank line. So if that's what you're thinking, one, that was never stated, and two, that's not realistic. It would take me probably a year to do it, and no one would watch. I have a hard time getting people to watch part 1, part 2, part 3. So I'm trying to figure out, again, to do this as efficiently as possible, and I think I have an idea or two, and I'm going to let it evolve as I go. So look forward to that. On that note, catch you all in the morning. Yeah, it's a rough night. It probably got to maybe 55 in here at the most. And the reason why is because we don't have our double walls installed yet. And we have this tarp roof that we're dealing with. And it snowed last night. So, is it better than laying outside in 20 degrees? Hell yeah. But, still got a lot of work to go. A lot of work to go. With that, coffee time. Nice and hot. Perfect. Yeah. That rice and egg. Perfect. Excellent breakfast. Catch you all in a few. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this shelter. We have our do-it-yourself tree cabin in the woods, part 2. Still a lot of work to go. We got to add our secondary wall on the inside, pack it full of clay for insulation or mud. From there, actually add some type of hardened roof system on here, a door, and then extend the chimney upwards, and then ultimately clay the whole bad boy in. So we can bounce back and forth to this build, like I mentioned for the 3rd time. If it's not going to be watched, if it's not going to be circulated, if you're not going to be notified, and YouTube's dropping it to the worst 10 of 10, then I'm going to abandon the project. And it just sucks because I have a lot of projects I want to complete, but it's useless if it's not going to get watched. Ultimately, priority would be you guys, my subscribers, watching it first. Secondary is getting in a feed so other people who are non-subscribers can see it and then subscribe. Well, if we're button heads and it's never being circulated, it's never being notified to anybody, new people aren't seeing it, then it's the same individuals who just choose to watch, and that's like 2 to 3%. So I'm looking to expand my audience, and to do that we have to be in the feed, you have to be circulated, subs have to be notified, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. So we'll see how she does on Sunday, and then I'll make my announcement. I'm gonna switch over and try to find all the stuff I need to build that cabin, and then we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Last thing I want to talk about is my Instagram page. I brought it up last week, and we actually gained like 1,100 followers, so it's pretty cool. Once again, Corporals Corner on Instagram. If you're not following me, you're wrong. Corporals Corner on Instagram. Check that out. Follow my page. You're going to get behind the scenes stuff. You're going to get teasers. You're going to get hints, tips and tricks, things I'm working on, things like that. So check her out. Corporals Corner on Instagram. Also Corporals Corner on Facebook. And there you go. Solo overnight building a do-it-yourself tree cabin in the woods, part 2. More great things to come. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 3 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. If you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. Now it's time for Corporals' final thoughts. So driving down the street the other day, I saw my windshield wipers, and it reminded me of something. They were doing this. Dut, 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 dut. And it reminded me of workplace chaos. Where I come from, you make a plan, then you work that plan. You have your subordinates or people that are under you or your equals get on the same page. You train everyone a certain way. You do things according to the SOPs that are handed down. They're implemented. The team leaders, the team builders go to classes and actually have training. Then they divvy that down to their workers or their teams. Far too often we find ourselves in situations, especially with employers, where it's the flavor of the week. We're doing this, get everybody on board, then we're doing this. Then we switch over to this. So now everybody's doing this. Then we realize it's not going to work, and we switch back over here. So in a sense, we're doing the dut, 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 dut. And it's for no rhyme or reason. It just creates further chaos, frustration, and anger. And I've seen a lot of good people end up packing up and leaving due to the constant chaos. So this final thought is, like I said, more of an observation. What kind of person are you? Do you make a plan and then work that plan and train others according to that plan, implement that plan? Or do you fly by the seat of your pants, wheel and deal, and make it up as you go? Food for thought.